an unfortunate way to halt fire our preparations for that cracker in the Garden City last weekend, as the Porcupines were shaken by that horrific accident which claimed their life, leaving several injured, with the footballing family frozen by a trickling effect. And we here side with you on your journey of recovery and grief, mighty Porcupine family. But 7 out of the 8 games that crowned week 23 were honored without the big guns and gave us equally good results. Well, today with me is the man behind all the still pictures you see in each episode of the beautiful game. Photo sports journalist Frank Donkor of GhanaSportsOnline.com and Peace FM is here, and we get to analyze samples views of our colleague journalists who have seen coaches, both expatriates and local, work with our talents week in, week out to see how best they have fared in the Ghana Premier League. Also, we take a peek back into week 23, talk to Deputy Skipper of Kumasi, Asante Koto, and then set the tone for week 24. We are on the beautiful game with me, Abigail Sena Sosu. With just a click, get to like our Facebook page. There's a beautiful game TBG, and also log on to our YouTube channel on the Ghana League TV for the best and all you need to know concerning the Ghana Premier League. While his talent at the left of defense during an MTN FA Cup game in 2012 left Dr. Kofi Kodias upon asking questions and finally roped him into the fold of Kumasi Asante Koto, Eric Donkor, a dedicated family man, has risen to the ranks of being a deputy captain for the Warriors. He tells us this had not been an easy task, rising from the shores of Labadi, where he started early football.
I was very young when I started playing football. I grew up in a neighborhood where football is like water, Labadi. So I had my football with a club called AC Milan in Labadi. I played for about 2 seasons before leaving to Winneba, the National Sports College. I played at the Winneba National Sports College from 2002 to 2011, when I got a call from Dr. KK Sampon, the former chief executive of the club, who saw me doing the FA Cup tournament. He showed interest, and here I am now. I'm with Kotoko presently. Kotoko has really brought me to limelight. Kotoko has helped me in many aspects. I've now gone into the game. I'm still learning though, but I know I still got a lot to do in the Premier League. Since I joined Kotoko, I've met great players, I've met good guys who has also taught me much about football, and I've learned so much about the club and the tradition of Kumasi as well. I met a lot of senior players like Steve Nodro, Daniel Nieje. They've really impacted much in my footballing career. When I was coming to Kumasi Asante Koto, I met big guys like Ohini Benya. So I learned so much from them. Being a captain, it's not an easy task though, but as a deputy captain helping my senior man, Amos Frimpong, I still got so much to learn from what he's doing. So it's a privilege. We started very well. But unfortunately, things are not moving well. But I know we have a new coach now. We have new directions. It's not yet over. We still have to fight. You are the Porcupine Warriors. We still have to fight. We are not giving up. We just need to keep our heads up, win game by game, and we know at the end something good will happen. We want to win the league, and it's not yet over. I want to thank the supporters of Kumasi Asante Koto. They've really been exciting. Looking at the hard times we're going, not this season, last season it was very difficult, but they've been by our side. They should continue to support and pray for the club. And I know something good will definitely happen. I trust and I hope and believe so.
This is the beautiful game, and with me is Frank Donkor of GhanaSportsOnline.com and Peace FM. Frank, thank you very much for your time today.
Welcome.
It's been difficult getting you here, and we always see you are closer to the action. What is that feeling when you see the coaches screaming and showing their hands? How is it like?
It's just simple. You don't get to enjoy the game. When you're in the inner perimeter, you find it difficult to enjoy the game. You find it difficult to, feel the atmosphere at the stadium. But it's part of the job. You just have to do it.
This is Eric Donkor. When you watch him play, you can see that level of dedication, that level of flair for a left back. You have been to most of the venues, if I can say, you have seen him play. How would you assess him?
I think Donkor is one of the exciting left backs in the Ghana Premier League. I followed him 3 seasons ago when he joined Kotoko, though he struggled to get playing time during that time, but he's been able to develop himself, and he's actually commanding a first team place in the Kotoko setup, which is good for him. For a player like Donkor, I think many will agree with me that we have many of his kind in the Ghana Premier League. You can make mention of the likes of Abdul Bashir, who joined Bechem United from Dreams FC. He's now in Kosovo playing, and the likes Jacob Lawe. But Donkor is exceptional. He has this kind of he adds this flair in his game, and it works for him anytime he's on the field of play. If you watch or if you follow Kotoko most of the times, you realize that sometimes he's being used as a left midfielder, which shows his quality, that he's not only playing as a left back, but the coaches also see what he can do when going into attack. So they normally operate him at the left midfield of the field, which is actually good for a player like Eric Donkor.
But to get into a family like Kumasi, Asante Koto, and all the names that he mentioned coming to meet, and then at the end of the day you are deputizing as a captain for a big club like that, what does it really come with?
I think it boils down to motivation and discipline. Eric Donkor, for him, I think, is one of the most disciplined players in the Kotoko team. If you had a personal encounter with him, you realize that he's this kind of sober person who actually loves God a lot. So he's this kind of noble, quiet guy from a humble home, and I think he's actually transferred that into his play, and it's working for him. It's very good for him, and if he's able to keep that attitude, he's actually going to go far.
I know you were preparing exceptionally for that one in Kumasi, but how did you get that news? What did it mean to you?
At about 10 p.m. Wednesday night, we had the news. It was first on the various platforms on WhatsApp.
People trying to verify.
Yeah, and we were like, is this true? So later on, we saw pictures coming in, and we heard the news of the accident, which I think was a bad one, especially as a sports journalist. Going all the way to cover Kotoko games is always exciting, and for you to realize that they've been involved in this tragic incident is a little bit sad.
Certainly not one that we wish for any of our 16 Premier League clubs, and we here want to say that we are with you. We share in your sorrow, and hopefully bounce back and make our league all interesting. But then that didn't really halt all actions along the various league centres. We had to put Kotoko and Hearts away for the first time this season, and then honor the other 7 matches who gave us equally good results. Mediama SC travelled down south to beat Gate Olympics 3-0. Diana Stars at home beat Dwells by 2 goals. Ashgold were stunned at home by struggling Elmina Sharks and were beaten 2-1. Bekum Chelsea beat Wafa 2-1. Tema Youth won 3-1 against Inter Allies, and Wa All Stars beat Liberty Professionals by 2 goals to 1. Bechem United earlier beat Boga All Stars by 4 goals to 0. And that one between Kumasi, Asante Koto, and Hearts had to be postponed. And I think that for the first time we had a rather quiet week of matches, if you'd ask me, because it looks like all energies were up for Kumasi.
Exactly, you're right. I mean, everyone was preparing for that game, and if you look at the scoreline from the various matches that were played, you realize that the outcome of the game was actually not what most of So I think it was all Kotoko and Hearts, and unfortunately that couldn't happen.
But Gate Olympics, I don't really get the kind of run they're having.
I
You
think
draw away to Dwarfs, that was a good result.
Exactly.
You come home, and Mediama has also been struggling, come here to beat you by 3 goals.
I was expecting them to at least get a slim win over Mediama, who I think hasn't been good playing away from home. They've been dominant. Yes, they've been dominant at home, but you realize that playing away from home, they've been a little bit patchy.
Tema Youth has given Hearts of Oak something to quickly think about.
I predicted a draw in that particular game because, yes, unfortunately for Interallies, they scored first, but Tema Youth were able to bounce back.
Took over the second half
and scored 3 in the second. Yes, which I think is a good result for them. Wafa, yes, the Golden City Park is actually a stronghold for Chelsea. Even when they are not performing, when they come to the Golden City Park, they try everything possible to get a point there, not to lose.
Let's go through the standings as of now after week 23, and let's see exactly what Van Daka is talking about. So Wafa, even though they lost to Bekum Chelsea, have honored 22 out of the 23 games and still on top with 43 points. The Diana Stars are closing in on them in second position with 43 points. Accra Hearts of Oak third with 36 points. Kumasi Asante Koto occupy the fourth position on 35 points. Mediama SC are fifth with 34 points. Bechem United climbed to sixth on 32 points. Inter-Allies, after beating Kumasi Asante Kotoko, are seventh with 32 points. Wa All Stars League champions are eighth with 31 points. Dwarfs are ninth with 31 points. Bekum Chelsea occupy the 10th position with 30 points. Elmina Sharks are also 11th with 30 points. Tamo Youth are 12th with 28 points. Ashcode move a little above relegation and are still with 28 points and also a game in hand. Liberty Professionals in the drop zone on 14th position are with 26 points. Great Olympics are 15th with 23 points, and Boga All Stars are bonus 16th position with 12 points.
Yeah, I like the way you said Boga All Stars are gonna.
They can't do anything.
It's done for them. It's done for, and they know themselves that it's done.
But let's look at the gap. Notwithstanding I think 2 outstanding matches we are waiting to see. I think that this season the points gap leaves everybody, for me, apart from Wafa, shaken.
Yeah, I think the league have been competitive. If you compare it to the previous seasons, I remember last season. About 7 or 8 matches to go, the points difference were a little bit large comparing to that of this season. This season we've seen teams like Tama Youth, Liberty Professionals, those teams just above the relegation, Ashgold, actually having same point or just a point, a point between them. Exactly. So it's very competitive, but that is what we want to see. We want to see a competitive league from a competitive football.
That doesn't even give you the chance to relax if you win a game.
Exactly. Even
going
if
into
you
the
win,
next one, if you should draw, that can also cost you on the league.
Exactly.
So we have more of this, another episode you might have missed on our Facebook page, and it is The Beautiful Game TBG, and also on our YouTube channel on the Ghana League TV. This season, the league has seen an influx of exported coaches, with as many as 8 before the league started. But how have they fared? What have they added onto our game? And what has our local managers also done with our talent here in the Ghana Premier League? For today, we get to sample views of my colleagues who week in, week out get to see these coaches, get to see these managers make use of our Premier League players. And this is what they have to say after watching 23 round of matches.
I must say that I've been impressed with a coach like Seki Akuno, because having the guts to go in for a job like Ashgold, looking at where they were, he felt that he can get them out of the relegation bottom. And then he came in, bought a few players when the transfer window was open, players he has worked with before, the Jojo was there. Abeko Innocent, and he's done pretty well, getting some huge points away at places that the previous Ashgold we knew wouldn't have gotten them in Y, in Takwati and APAC. That is a very huge result, and I'm very sure that if things continue to be this way, Ashgold will surely survive. And then I'll say I've also been impressed with Klaus Rasmussen. They are top of the league, and they stand a chance of winning the league. Mutal too came in, he didn't have pre-season with Accra to full. He managed to use a few games to get his players together, and now they are playing the way he wants them to play. Though there's a lack of consistency in the team, and one coach I can't forget to talk about him with Olympics have to bring in Tom Strand for them to get them out of where they were.
CK Akuno moving to Ash Gold was always going to be very tough. He never started on the note that many spectators would have loved him to do. Tom Strand always coming in for someone like Godwin Atram was always going to be a plus, but Edward Odum has been impressive. He's been able to grind out results even away from home. I think he's doing wonders with Tamayo.
Exciting games have been played so far. The coach of the moment for me now is that's CK Akono, who is doing extremely well, taking Ash Gold from where it was lying and now making them pick it up step by step. It's a wonderful job that he's doing. Steve Pollack of Kotoko, he has a lot of work to do actually. I think most of the coaches are done well, but the new coaches that came in, they need to bring something new to the league.
Frank, I think that these are faces that you get to meet every week. This season, you get to meet them at every center trying to get the best of our Ghana Premier League. They've said a lot, but for you, let me ask your opinion here now. After 23 round of matches, would you think that these expatriates that we have brought in, for Kumasi Asante Koto, they have seen 2 already?
2.
How have they fared our league generally?
I think they've been quite impressive, especially
the expatriates.
The expatriates,
okay.
Especially Rasmussen of Wafa. Has a full coach, which is Frank Dutal. The controversy that surrounded his signing coming in. Many football enthusiasts were actually doubting as to whether he was going to deliver. Ricardo Darocha, that of Drafts, he's been decent. I think he's been decent because he actually gets make sure he get the result at home. He doesn't easily drop points at home.
Coming to Tama, a lot of people thought that he's had a very bad away.
Exactly, but he was able to win against Tamayu. The expatriate coaches have been decent to watch the game.
So I understand you think that on the field of play, the expatriates are getting the results,
exactly,
but commanding the numbers.
Exactly, that is it.
Which would we want?
I think it's an interesting question, but I would prefer to see someone like Kenichi again, who will actually pull the crowd back to the stadium.
So you get all the crowd and you don't get the results?
It's a little bit dicey, but football is all about entertainment, and if you have a personality in the person of let's say Yasuhashi, who can apart from pulling the crowd, his demeanor on the touchline is something else. So it's all about entertainment, but the result is also important. You can't do without the result. Yeah. So I think generally it's been good. They come in have actually helped our league a lot. Our own, I think, I'm very, very much impressed with some coaches that I never expected them to, especially CK Akono, who joined Ash Gold from Dreams FC. And also I think Interline's coach, that is Prince Owusu. Prince Owusu has also surprised me a lot.
So well, for my colleague here, he thinks that our local managers have done exceptionally well this season, and the expatriates have added something on the field but have failed to command the numbers into the stadium. But we usher ourselves straight into week 24, and Mediama SC will set the tone early when they play Adriana Stars, and then later Accra Hearts of Oak will welcome Tema Youth to the Accra Sports Stadium. At the Awak Sports Stadium, it will be Inter-Allies who play Tom Strand's Great Olympics. Bolga All-Stars who play Beku Chelsea, and then Dwarfs at home welcome struggling Wa All-Stars. Elmina Sharks will be seeking for their second win in a row when they welcome Ahmed Toure's Bichim United. Liberty Professional, under the tutelage of Coach Michael Osei, will welcome Asante Koto, and Wafa will have enough time to rest as we wait for Kumasi Asante Koto to recover and honor this game. Frank, which one is your pick for this weekend?
obviously, it's going to be Diana Stars Mediama. I see Mediama getting a slim win from that particular game.
I remember my encounter with Frank Nuttall so well when he lost against Tama Youth in Tama in the first round. And for the friends that we have going to be, I don't wish to have that encounter again. But this is it. They have to play Tama Youth at their Accross Stadium.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a dicey game for Hearts of Oak.
Look at Tama Youth. It's certain Joseph Pencil. He's just on fire, week in, week out.
He's exciting to watch. Yes. Any supporter or any fan who have watched this kid or this boy will testify that Joseph Pencil is something else. He's been excellent.
There's something significant about these two sides. They have players who went on national team assignments and then the club lost.
Yeah.
Those players come back
and
then they won their last games.
Yeah.
So is it that those two players are going to take the pace of, in this game?
Yeah, all eyes will be on Pencil and Kobna.
Yeah.
Because Kobna has been the pivotal points for Accra Hearts of Oak. In the midfield, you realize that anytime he's not playing, there's some sort of gap in the team. No one thought he was actually going to deliver after returning to the domestic league from Saudi Arabia, but he's been able to taking the team upon his shoulders. All eyes will be on Joseph Pencil and Winfo Kobna, who has actually earned praises from former Hearts of Oak star Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor actually said Kobna is better than most of the Black Stars players we have.
Okay, so time will tell on that one, but then any other game you want to predict quickly?
Ash Gold, Liberty. That particular game is going to be an interesting one. Ash Gold, these two teams, Liberty, Ash Gold, they are all trying to escape the draw. And so that particular game at the Dansuman Park is going to be interesting. Liberty will be going all out to get the maximum point. They need it badly, because when I think when they drop points, they will actually go to last but one or so, the 15th position, which is very, very bad for them. Same as Ash Gold, who would definitely drop to the relegation zone if they lose that particular game. So it's going to be an interesting game for that matter.
Interesting games we have for week 24, and clearly Hearts of Oak fans who want to compensate themselves, having missed out on the action last week with that one against Tama Youth. So wherever you are, troop to the Accross Stadium, troop to the Dansuman Karendorf Park. There's games across the various league centers apart from the Segakope Park. So just let's enjoy it and let's see how this one also pans out. And then Frank Donkor, I'm very grateful for your time today.
Welcome.
And also grateful for how far you have been on the team of the beautiful game.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Your contributions and comments have always pushed us ahead in each episode. So just get onto our YouTube channel, it is the Ghana League TV, and on our Facebook page, it is the beautiful game TBG. Drop those comments, tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear, and we are here to give you the best when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. And all too soon, we come to the end of another exciting episode. We'll meet you again when we usher in week 25 and more on the Ghana Premier League. My name, Abigail Senat Susu.